Hello, gentlemen, and welcome. Before we dive in today, let me ask you something that might surprise you. What if I told you your best remedy isn't in your medicine cabinet, but in your kitchen? Yes, that humble box of baking soda you keep for baking or deodorizing the fridge might just be one of the most overlooked, affordable, and effective natural tools for men over 60. I know what you might be thinking. Come on, Doc, baking soda? Really? But stick with me. I'm Dr. Edward. I'm a retired men's health specialist here in Greenville, South Carolina. For over 35 years, I help thousands of men over 60 regain their circulation, confidence, and vitality using safe, natural methods. And let me tell you, it's often the simplest things we overlook that can make the biggest difference. Before we begin, do me a favor. If you appreciate practical, no-nonsense health tips for men our age, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss another video. And if this speaks to you, leave me a 1 in the comments below. Let's get into it. Why this matters after 60. Let's talk honestly. If you're over 60, you've probably noticed a few things that never used to bother you. Skin that feels dry and itchy, sometimes waking you up at night. A dull ache or tenderness in your feet after standing or walking. That stubborn, burning indigestion no matter how careful you eat. Dentures or oral appliances that don't stay as fresh as you want. Worry about gout flare-ups or uncomfortable urination. It's easy to chalk this up to just getting old, but you don't have to accept it without a fight. What if I told you there are safe, affordable remedies for these problems? Ones that don't involve another prescription, costly cream, or pill. Today, I'm going to show you how to use baking soda. Yes, that same cheap box in your cupboard, to help with 7 real, common problems older men face. Let me tell you about George. George was 72, a retired mechanic with hands like sandpaper and a sharp sense of humor. He walked into my office one afternoon and said, "Doc, my skin feels like it's on fire. I scratch so much at night, I can't sleep. Those expensive creams don't do squat." I asked him one question. "George, you got any baking soda at home?" He laughed. "Yeah, in the fridge so the onions don't stink it up." "Well," I said, "tonight you're going to use it in the tub." Baking soda bath for itchy, aging skin. Problem: dry, itchy, aging skin. As we get older, our skin loses natural oils and thins out. It doesn't hold moisture as well. Add sun damage, maybe a little eczema, and you've got a recipe for persistent itching. For a lot of men, it's more than just annoying, it's humiliating. It makes you restless, disrupts your sleep, and chips away at your confidence. George told me, "I feel like a scaly old lizard." How baking soda helps. Baking soda is mildly alkaline, meaning it can help neutralize acidity on your skin. It also has gentle anti-inflammatory effects, calming irritation and reducing itching. Here's how to use it. Fill a warm, not hot bath. Add about half a cup of baking soda. Soak for 15 to 20 minutes. Pat yourself dry with a soft towel. You can do this 2 or 3 times a week. It's safe, cheap, and surprisingly effective. George called me 2 weeks later. "Doc, I'm finally sleeping through the night. I can't believe it was that simple." I want you to hear this clearly. There is no shame in wanting relief for something like itchy skin. This is about dignity, about comfort, about getting a good night's sleep and waking up feeling human again. You don't need a $40 cream when a box of baking soda from the grocery store will do the trick. And this is just the first remedy. In the next part of this series, we're going to talk about that miserable burning in your belly after meals. You know, the kind that has you popping antacids like candy. I'll show you exactly how baking soda can help soothe age-related indigestion naturally, when it's safe to use it and when you need to be cautious. Because even the humble baking soda deserves respect and understanding. If this was helpful for you so far, please subscribe, like, and leave me a comment below telling me what challenges you're facing. I've spent my career helping men just like you. And even though I'm retired, I'm not done yet. I'm here to help you find practical, affordable ways to stay strong, healthy, and confident without making you feel like you need to live at the pharmacy. Let's talk about something that hits close to home for a lot of men our age: indigestion. That burning in your chest after meals. That sour taste that creeps up when you're trying to sleep. That bloated, heavy feeling that ruins a good dinner. I see it all the time. Men in their 60s and 70s often tell me, "Doc, I never had heartburn in my life until I hit 65. Now it's constant. You're not imagining it. As we age, the muscles at the top of the stomach can weaken. Stomach acid doesn't stay put. Add in years of heavier meals, maybe a little too much coffee or alcohol, and even certain medications, and you got a recipe for acid reflux. It's uncomfortable. It interrupts sleep, and it can even damage the lining of your esophagus over time. Now, before I go any further, let me be clear. If you have severe heartburn, if it's daily, if you're losing weight unexpectedly, or if swallowing hurts, see your doctor. Don't self-treat. But for occasional, mild indigestion, there's a classic home remedy your grandfather probably used. How baking soda helps age-related indigestion. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. It's a natural antacid. When you mix it with water and drink it, it reacts with stomach acid to produce carbon dioxide, which is why you might burp. But it also neutralizes excess acid, giving you relief. Think of it like a chemical sponge for acid in your stomach. But, and this is a big but, it's not for everyone. If you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or kidney problems, you need to be cautious about extra sodium in your diet, even from baking soda. Always ask your doctor first if you're not sure. I had a patient named Frank. Frank was 68, a retired school bus driver. Came in complaining, "Doc, I wake up feeling like a dragon's breathing fire in my throat." He was tired of expensive antacids and worried about long-term use of acid blockers. I asked him about his diet. Sure enough, coffee after dinner, big portions, late meals. We worked on those habits first. But I also taught him this simple approach with baking soda for those occasional bad nights. Instructions for using baking soda for indigestion. Dose: 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Liquid, stirred into 4 to 8 ounces of cool water. How to take: sip it slowly. Important tips: don't use more than twice a day. Don't use it every day for weeks. This is for occasional use. If symptoms keep coming back, you need to see a doctor. Frank sent me a thank you note a month later. "Doc, that tip alone saved me a fortune at the pharmacy." But remember, it's not a magic bullet. It's one tool in the toolbox. Listen, indigestion isn't just annoying. It steals your comfort. It keeps you up at night. It can make you afraid to eat the foods you love. You don't need to suffer in silence or reach for expensive solutions first. Something as simple as a pinch of baking soda in water can help. But use it wisely, sparingly, and always respectfully, because your body deserves that respect. Now let's move down the body to something else that hits a lot of us after 60: foot health. You know what I'm talking about. Sore, tired feet at the end of the day. That funky smell in your shoes. Even mild fungal issues like athlete's foot. I had a patient named Charles, 74 years old, still playing golf twice a week. He came in embarrassed. "Doc, I hate taking my shoes off around anyone. The smell would knock over a horse." We had a laugh, but he was serious. It affected his confidence. How baking soda helps your feet. Baking soda does two important things. It neutralizes odors by balancing pH. It has mild antifungal properties, helping prevent athlete's foot. Two ways you can use it. 1. Foot soak. Fill a basin with warm water. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. Pat them completely dry afterward. This soothes soreness, softens rough skin, and neutralizes odors. 2. Shoe powder. Sprinkle a tablespoon of baking soda into each shoe. Let sit overnight. Dump it out in the morning. It helps keep shoes smelling fresh and less hospitable to fungus. Another patient story. Charles did both. A month later, he told me, "Doc, my wife actually let me put my feet up on the coffee table again." And the best part? It cost him less than $1. A note about dignity. Men don't always talk about foot odor or athlete's foot, but it matters. It's about being comfortable, feeling clean, being confident even around the grandkids or at church. And there's no shame in using a simple, time-tested remedy. Looking ahead, we've covered 3 uses so far. White heavy checkmark, soothing itchy, aging skin. White heavy checkmark, easing mild indigestion. White heavy checkmark, supporting foot health and odor control. But we're just getting warmed up. In the next part, I'll share how baking soda can help you keep your dentures fresh, manage gout flare-ups, and even calm urinary discomfort with easy, practical steps. I want you to see that you don't need fancy products or big budgets to stay healthy and dignified after 60. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment about which of these you're most likely to try. I read every single one because even though I'm retired, my mission hasn't changed. Helping men like you live better, feel better, and stay confident at any age.